men and women of the constabulary this morning for the great job that you do day in, day out, under pressure. And mistakes are made, fatal mistakes are made, we know that. But, you know, we appreciate the work that you do just the same. The JCF has a little problem. You see, last week it emerged that in a JCF group, Jamaica Constabulary Force group, which includes only senior JCF personnel. I don't like to say senior officers because it make it look like you have junior officers. And I know that, you know, we call all policeman and woman officer. It works, but there's a distinction. You have rank and file and you have the officer class. But within the officer class, there's a serious problem there, listeners, viewers, Tona. Because it emerged the last week that a message sent in the JCF WhatsApp group that is populated by officers only, not rank and file members, and no corporal, no constable in the group. I don't think any sergeant in the group either. It's above. That JCF group was compromised. How? A message typed in the group by a senior superintendent of police appears to have been screenshot and sent to persons outside the group who are not police personnel, sufficient for that message to have, subsequent to the screenshot, being handled by a reporter. Now, I know the reporter's name, but leave that aside for now. I mean, who the identity of the reporter is not important now, nor is the identity of the media house, which I know, of course. And I don't know if whomever in the JCF officers group, WhatsApp group, private conversations that should be privy to only members of the JCF officer group. I don't know if that conversation that was screenshot was sent directly to the reporter. What I know is that the reporter took custody of the message. It may have been sent to somebody else who then shared it with him, or it was sent straight to him. But whichever way you dice it, it is cause for alarm. Why would a member of the officer class of the Jamaica Constabulary Force screenshot a message among colleagues and send it elsewhere? Think about that. What does that do for trust within the halls of the JCF? Wait, we don't reach how the public is reacting to this yet. Within the halls of the JCF, who will type freely in that WhatsApp group or speak freely in that WhatsApp group beyond last week? And then, how do I know that the message was screenshot and shared outside the JCF officer WhatsApp group? Because it said message was posted on Twitter, on X, on social media. It was posted on social media to show the JCF. They're not going like say, you know, have control over the communication. When you know the group attack and look here, throw that on social media, make the world see say, may have access, I have eyes everywhere, was the phrase used, I believe. And so the police commissioner, who has been taken up in recent weeks with trying to defend, well, not even trying to, defending the body-worn camera issue amid police fatal shootings, that, you know, people who are dead set, who feel that, you know, body-worn cameras will prevent people from dying in fatal confrontations with the police or dying in interactions with the police. Commissioner Blake has been using his force orders and his commissioner's corner to speak about those things. This is the latest thing in the in tray because you struggle to believe that this can be allowed to slide. What else in that police officers group has been screenshot and shared outside? And if the police at the officers level now have cause to start look upon SSP Thomas suspiciously and SP George Davis suspiciously and Superintendent that, and you start wonder if them are the source of the leaks. What does that mean for the JCF? And these are sensitive matters sufficient for you to weigh carefully whether or not you should even comment on them publicly, because you don't want to be an agent fostering distrust or mistrust of the police. But even if it were not on social media, as a journalist, you have a civic duty to highlight to the fore things that can compromise the very security that we all depend on. But the fact that it's in the public domain gives more impetus to that push to draw it to the attention of those it may have missed. And so I ask of the individual who shared that private conversation, why? Why would you betray your colleagues like that? Because it's a betrayal. It's a perfidic act. It's a deliberate breach of trust. And if you have law enforcers, experienced and skilled, wondering who among them can't be trusted, then how do you expect John and Jane public to look on and view you, the JCF, at a time like this when so many gains have been made and the police are enjoying, certainly in my lifetime, unprecedented support across the country, even amid the pressures that they're coming under? In this time, for there to be doubt about the security and confidentiality of what you as an individual or private citizen may share with the police. Because if police screenshot police message in private police group, what will they do to message that you sent to them? And it's not an unfair question. It's not a question to be dodged, Police High Command. Dr. Blake, what is this? If Brooks were here, Ricardo, he'd say his flabber has been gasted. Eh? No. And so this morning, I wonder how the JCF will deal with this. How can they find who did it? And will any sanction against that person be subject to public disclosure? And what does that mean about the free flow of communication among those men and women on whom our safety depends? And I said it like that because it's true. Everybody, even those agitating for this, agitating for that, criticizing the police, your safety depends on them, even if you don't want to acknowledge it. But the institution has gotten a punch in the gut by virtue of this. And I wonder what will happen from here.